Hello, fifth grade. Okay, today we're going to be talking about TEK 5.2b, and it is comparing and ordering decimals. And this is one of my more, I guess, likable topics because I like ordering numbers and I like ordering, different items. And so I think that there's a lot of real life application for this. So what we're going to do today is I have a handy dandy bag, Malone's Magic Bag, and it has some of my favorite items in it. So let me pull out the first favorite item. Yellow spray paint. Well, I went ahead and weighed what was left in this can, and there are 5 7/10 ounces in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up on the board. Let's see what I have next. Ooh, my favorite brick. It is 16 25 ounces. Let's put that up on the board. What's next? My favorite swing line stapler, and it is 5 7/2 ounces. And last, it's my dinosaur of a laptop, and it is 10 2/10 ounces. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to compare and order the decimals. All right, now whenever you're comparing decimals and want to put them in order, the first thing that you need to do is you need to line them up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite everything, and I'm going to line them up according to where the decimal falls. So I'm just going to start with 5 7/10. Okay, then I'm going to do 16 25. Next, I'm going to do 5 72. And then last, I'm going to do 10 2/10. All right, so what I did was I just wrote my decimals down. And what do you notice about these numbers? What do you notice? Well, I notice that some of the numbers have only 2 digits. Looks like this one has 4 digits, and this one has 3 digits, as well as that one. So what I like to do now is I like to put zeros as placeholders, and those zeros I like to call ghost characters. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 0 here, because if I put a 0 here, it does not affect the value of this number. And I'm going to put a 0 here. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. All right, now I have 16 25, and it already has 4, so I don't have to do anything for that. Here I have 5 72, which is only 3 digits. So I'm going to put a 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now I have 3 here, so I'm going to add a 0 onto the end. All right, so now that my zeros, now that I've plugged in my zeros where I need them, I have my decimals where I need them. We are going to order these numbers from least to greatest. Okay, so least to greatest. So let's look at our numbers. Okay, well, let's start in the tens column. Okay, if you notice, you have 2, you have a 1 here, and a 1 here. Okay, can we make any observations based on that? We can't make any decisions just based on the ones. So now we're going to, based on the tens. So now we're going to have to go over to the ones column. So which number is greater? Which number is greater? Is 6 greater or is 0 greater? Yes, 6 is greater. So 16 and 25 hundredths, we know, is the greatest number that there is. So I'm going to write a 4 right here. And I'm just going to take that and I'll set it right here. So we know that this is the greatest number, so it will be last. All right, now, since I was comparing this number up here and that number down here, I'll know that this one is going to be the next greatest number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 3 here. Okay, so I have my greatest number. I have my next greatest number. All right, so now I'm going to be comparing, let's see, 5 and 7/10, but we made it into 5 and 70 hundredths. Or I'm going to be looking at 5 and 72 hundredths. So since that number and that number are the same, we're going to have to go here. So here we have a 7 and a 7. Those are both the same too, aren't they? Okay, so now we have to move out one more. So I have a 0 and a 2. Okay, 0 and a 2. Which number is greater, 0 or 2? If you said 2, you're correct. So I'm going to put a 2 here. And then obviously we have our last one. I'm going to put a 1 here. Okay, so we've compared the numbers, we have put them in order, and we happen to do the greatest number because that was easiest to see for us. But we're going to put it in order from least to greatest. Okay, least to greatest, or smallest to largest, but we're comparing value, so we call it least to greatest. Okay, so the smallest, or the one with the least value, is 5 and 7/10. Okay, X that one off. Okay, now 2, 5 and 72 hundredths. Okay. The next one, number 3, is 10 and 2/10. And then last, 16 and 25 hundredths. Okay, so what we did is we compared our numbers and then we put them in order from least to greatest. Thank you. Bye.